Okay, I hope you guys got the those of you who have subscribed to this channel. Um, I think you get a notice whenever you get the videos I've loaded. So I loaded all the way up till today. So we are going to do some absolutely basics in strength work with our weights, with some carries, but we're going to start just stepping over. I want you to do a little experiment with me. Now I'm using a low little pad. And why do I have this bar in my hand? If I'm stepping on such a low little bench, it's only 2 inches high, because you'd be amazed at stepping up on a little something, how many times you drag your toe. So if I step up and over, I can do it on that low level. Let's say I don't feel so great today. Let's just say that. And let's just say that, in fact, I don't have this type of a bench. Okay? So let's just say that. So if I don't have this high of a bench, which this is 8 inches. That's what that is. This is 2 inches. I have this pole for the simple fact that if you step 2 inches up and then you just circle around and then you just keep, because this is, let's say this is all you got. Now, if you've got this and you can step up on it and then use your pole to come down on. Do you use it heavily? Do you really push on it? No, but it's there. See how I'm going to just come up and over? See that? I'm telling you, you do 10 of these. I don't care if it's on a little one, but especially if you have a taller one. 6 inches. We had 4 inches. We had 6 inches and 8 inches at the gym. Okay, so now I'm going to step over and back. And now I'm not going to go around. I'm going to turn around and step over and back. And I can do the 2 inch, or I can do the 8 inch. I'm going to come up and come back down. And man, when you do 6 to 8 inch, here I'm going to go. I'm going to press and come down. And here's the deal. When you've had a knee replaced, a hip replaced, 2 hips replaced, I'm telling you, when you go in to do that step and then you go to the drop, if you have a pole, what it does, oh, I'm not going to go around, I'm going to turn around, I'm sorry. Anyway, when you have a pole, it will assist you in not over leaning and in going too far forward or back. Now I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go up and I'm going to step down, and here's the challenge to you. I'll show it to you right now. And it's the same way if you're using the 2 inch. Okay, so Chrissy, you listen up here. I'm going to come up. I'm pressing down here, not hard, but it helps keep me from over leaning in many directions. And it keeps you from wobbling your knee, which is what we do a lot. So I stepped up here and I'm going to come down. Okay, this is my hip replace side. It's the more unstable side. I'm going to push on this. I'm going to stay straight. And I'm going to go down slowly with control. Try to avoid that drop, that sudden drop. Why? because I want you to control with your muscles the down. This is the eccentric loading. See how it's much easier for me to come down on that side. Oh, I keep doing this. I'm going to go back up and I'm going to come down. Then I'm going to turn around. Do this on the little one. You can drop the 2 inches. And if you've had 2 hips replaced, it's actually an okay thing to do the 2 inch. But I got my pole. So here I'm going to go back into the weaker leg. I'm going to come down. I'm going to try not to drop. Try not to drop. There. So when I really think about it and I use the pole, I have that smooth landing. Now, we're going to do a not so smooth landing in just a minute. But I'm going to come down and I'm going to come down. So this is a much stronger side, and this used to be my weaker side. Things change when things change. Okay, take a breath. Exhale. You're coming up. You're trying not to wobble all over the place, especially with your knee. Now, when you go to the eccentric loaded positioning, which is down, when you go down any stair, try to hang on to it. So that means you have to hip hinge. That means you have to tighten up. Take a breath. As you're coming down, try not to overlean, push down a little, and really hang on to it so that you control your downward trajectory. Okay? Then I'm going to come up. I'm going to go down with the other leg. Yeah, so I can go down, and I can step up. And I'm going to go down again. Here I go. I'm trying my hardest not to drop like a rock. Okay? Come up. Control it down. It's much easier for me to control it on my other leg. So if you were doing it here, for instance, and you don't have a step, you just have this little pad. You see this? This is an eccentrically loaded move. So I want to use this gently. I push my butt back. I go down. I put my heel down. Then I come back. I put my heel down. I come back. I put my heel down. I come back. I do one more time. And then I go to the other side. Okay? Big breath. First thing you got to do, tighten your tummy and think, unlock my knee. Then you got to think, push your butt back. Then when you come down and you touch that heel down, and then you come back. See? So drop your shoulders, take a breath. All right? As I'm coming down, I'm being very conscious of how much my knee wobble is going. Okay? Big breath. Here we go. Right there. Bring that heel down right there. And if you're on a 6-inch or 8-inch bench, this is considerably harder. You're gonna go down, don't drop like a rock, come back. Down, eccentric. Get that heel down, pull those toes up. Okay, this is especially good for drop foot issues. Okay, I can hear Kathy saying, I know. Okay, one more, right there. So I'm telling you, on this, even just the 2 inches, if I really control by hip hinging, rib cage up, if I really control my downward trajectory, keeping that toe up because I'm trying to put the heel down first, this is a great move. If you want to help your replace joints, stay strong in those muscles surrounding it, okay? Now, I'm going to step up, and now I'm going to go down, but I'm going to do it in a stomp kind of a thing. So I for sure need to have my butt pushed back. Boom. See, it's controlled, but I'm doing a heavy foot. I'm doing a heavy plant right there. Okay? So this doesn't hurt my knee, it doesn't hurt my neck. Doesn't hurt my back, doesn't hurt. It's just it's a controlled stomp. Okay, so I'm lined up. I do about 4 to 6. Then I go to the other side. I can do it from this. It's gonna be a lot more challenging. Take a breath. And here's the deal. When I go into this, see, I have this rod here for a couple of reasons. Am I depending on it? No, I'm not. But it's there as kind of a guide to keep me from getting wobbly. See how I'm coming down, and to see when I'm coming down here in that stomp, that back foot is rotating. I'm getting all of that great load in the muscle, in the bone, all the way up. So now I'm going to alternate. I'm going to alternate right there. Tight tummy, drop your shoulders, breath, come back, breath, come back, breath, come back, breath. Just like you're trying to stomp, you got to make your foot really flat. You can't come down toe or heel. You got to come down flat. Boom, just like that. Boom, just like that. So one of the things that would help you keep your foot very flat, because you want it to all hit the ground at the same time. So I'm trying to maximize my impact. That's why I'm doing this. But the other thing that will help you, if you just imagine that you have not one, but 2 big old Texas cockroaches on the floor, and they're about as wide and as big as your foot apart. See, that's how you want to stamp. You got to be nice and flat on that foot as you're coming down with push like that. You keep your shoulders down. You don't really use this. Okay, you don't really use this. It's there if you need it. See, it's there if you need it. Take a breath. Just 3 more. Just 3 more. Stay with me. Big. Okay, right there. Yep, right there. Think about that cockroach. Okay, I said that for Nancy if she's on. Okay, 1 more. And come back. I bet you're breathing a little deeper than normal. Good, that's what I want you to do. Now what am I gonna do? I'm gonna straddle that thing. So I'm right here in a straddle. I can have this here. If I have it here, I cannot lean in with a round back. That's why I generally go one side or the other side, okay? But I'm straddling my bench, or I'm straddling my little pillow. See this? See this? See this? So this kind of weaving, see, I'm weaving back and forth, and I'm just doing a step touch. I'm doing a step touch. I'm doing a step touch, doing a step touch. I'll do it on this one. So whatever you have, if you have the lower one, good, do that. If you have a higher one, straddle it if you can, or just go to the side, okay, depending on what your bench is. So I'm going to come here, see that, and come here. See, I'm not really coming up there. I'm just weaving, and I'm bringing my foot up, bringing my foot up, bringing my foot up. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and step, but I wanted your muscles and your bones and your brain to get into the rhythm of side stepping. You know why? Because many of you, when you go into this kind of a thing and you're doing this, you've turned one or both feet out when you put it down. And why do you do that? Because you're seeking, without being aware of it, you're seeking to make a wider base to, in fact, make sure that you don't lose your balance. So we instinctively turn our toes out, all right? And you're saying, well, if I do that instinctively, then why isn't that a good thing? And my question would be, why do we constantly let our shoulders roll forward and bend forward in everything we do? We just do it naturally. Is that a good thing? No. It's called us trying to navigate gravity. And you can do it trained or you can do it untrained. And when you do it untrained, typically you don't know what else to do. Okay? So that's why I'm doing, and I constantly, whenever somebody, if you're, talking about this class or whatever, in all these maneuvers, a side step, a side down, a side step, side, up and down, forward and back, coming over and back, I'm constantly ragging on you to hit neutral spine. And when you're coming down and you're not thinking about it, you're going to turn those feet out like a duck, okay? Because you're trying to seek to make it easier for you to, in fact, balance yourself. Well, that brings about all kinds of issues posturally. So when I go to step up on something like this, side to side, I hip hinge. I keep my joints and my knees soft. Okay. I use this to keep me from wobbling. I don't push down on it hard. But this maneuvering that we're doing right now, oh my goodness, very important in maintaining good balance and keeping your posture in neutral spine while you are trying to maneuver a balanced situation. Okay, now let's push it a little bit on our feet. Okie dokie. Again, this is fine. Step up there. You're going to do exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to drop my shoulders. Take a breath. Tighten in. Anytime you move, if you can just keep your abdominals just braced. It's not like you're sucking in your gut. No, you're bracing. That's giving your back support. So what am I doing right now? I just stepped down 2 inches. My toes are straight. I'm braced. And now I'm going to bend the back leg. See that? And I'm going to bend my toes, most importantly. And so today I have on a pair of shoes. But we did it the other day, I think, without shoes. But I just want you to understand that when you're doing these kinds of lowering down moves, typically they're eccentric. That's what they're called, eccentric. Okay. Concentric is when you're going up and you're contracting to pull in. This is going down. But when you have the opportunity, go downstairs, put your little hands on the wall, on a railing, don't lean, and do a couple of these. Okay. And when you do them, if you lean in from, everybody should be yelling. Yeah, you lean in from the hip. Take a big breath and see as I go deeper, I go into a very flexed foot at the toes. Okay, great value in this kind of motion. And if you get to where you can do a couple sets of 10 and hold it. See, just to do it and just to knock these off and not really slow that trajectory right here, right here, right here. That's the magic right here. Take a big breath. Just do 2 more with me, just 2 more. See how my knees going down? I'm coming down here. This is lightly. See, I just barely have a finger on this because I'm keeping my back very extended. I'm coming down with that back knee. I lean in from the hip. I keep my chin tucked. Oh, I think that was more than 2. Kathy was going to yell at me. I know it. Okay, I'm going to come back. See, just lifting that foot and coming back, kind of a big deal. Seriously, it is. So now I'm going to step off with the other leg. So I'm going to come right here just to get the feel for it. If you need to widen up, then widen up. You want to pretty much be in the center of your pillow or your bench, okay? If you're doing this in a bench, you're getting a lot of challenge here. So now I'm going to just drive the back knee down, okay? I'm holding this gently between two fingers. I hip hinge. I go down as far as I can, and I'm really flexing those toes. And then I come back. Take a breath. Brace. Exhale. Take a breath. And then push back up. So just keep breathing. Don't get all mixed up. Don't worry too much about inhale, exhale. Just do it. Just inhale and exhale. Just keep making the bubbles. Okay? Drop your shoulders. Yes. You're hip hinging. You're going down until you feel those toes in the back. Really flex. Like really get them down there. Okay? So this is prepping you for another move I'm going to do later on today. Okay? Just stay with me. See, I'm attempting to get 2 sets of 10. That's what I'm attempting to do with you. I'm doing every one of these with you. I'm telling you, when you're doing therapy, physical therapy on your legs, on your arms, on anything, it's getting those 30 or 3 sets of 10 moves in. Yeah, you can do 1 set of 10, but then when you try to get into the second set, you better be staying with it, breathing, watching your posture. Stay with me, stay with me. Okay, I'm going to try to do about 4 more, okay? Take a big breath. Don't let that leg wobble. And see, sometimes when you just are doing these and you're not thinking about it, you don't go down as far as you could. See, I'm going down just as far as I can get those toes to bend. And then when you push up, see, what are you pushing up with? This, yeah, this gluteal, this hip, this quad. That's what you're pushing up with. Okay, just 2 more. Take a breath. Do 1 more. Okay. Walk around. Now, that should have really pushed you right in here, because in effect, you were doing a one-legged split stance squat, okay? Excellent, excellent stuff to do. We don't do nearly as much as we should. Okay, let's finish up this part of it so that we can get into getting some weights up. So now I'm gonna go like this. And when I do this, here's what I want you to do. So I'm gonna go all the way back in my room. I'm gonna try to get about 10 steps. And the step can only be as wide as your foot, because I'm gonna either hold my bar, close to the ground, and if I need it to put me back on target, then I can do that. So instead of holding the thing up here, just hold it like this, okay? Just hoovering, or hovering, whichever way you want to do it. And now my heel is touching my back toe. That's what you gotta do. Okay, now, big breath. Keep that pole right there. Bring the back leg up. So there we go. That's 1, 2. See, I'm touching my heel to my toe. This is right here if I need it. Take a breath. Soften up your joints. Bring that leg right there. Oh, I fell off. Okay, I should be over here on that one. Okay, adjust however you need to, but try to stay on the line. Try to stay on the line. Here we go. Don't lean, don't lean. Breath. You should feel the heel to the toe. Soften. Feel the heel to the toe. Soften. Heel to the toe. Breath. Yeah, don't look down. Do not look down. See, you got your bar for that. I don't want you looking down. I want you softening up on the joints. Take a breath. I'm gonna do one more and then I'll turn around and go back the other way. Okay. So I'm right there. I'm holding on, holding on, holding on. Okay, breath. Take a breath. You do a dip, you come up. You do a dip, you come up. You do a dip, you come up. All the toes are straight. The heel is touching the toe. It's touching the toe. It's touching the toe. Then I'm going to turn. Now you'll see the back trajectory. So here I am. Soften up, rib cage up, and then put the heel over the toe. Keep that pole right there on either side of you to keep you on the line. And you don't want to do excessive fighting to stay on balance. If you feel yourself shifting and getting off balance, then use the pole to push you back, but then release the pole. See, you just use that to keep you on track. All right. You want all your proprioceptive muscles to work. They will not work if you keep using the pole on the ground. Only use the pole to get yourself back in a line and on the line. Take a breath, take a breath, heel to toe, hold it. Take a big breath. Yeah, and one more. Here we go. And lower your center of gravity and then come up. That's how you do heel to toe walking, like that, okay? Now, you could be at the back of a chair to do this next one as we're moving into our next segment, okay? And the next segment's gonna be a little different. So what do I have? I have my chair here, okay? I can use it, I can use a pole. Whichever works better for you to stay lined up. Because what are you gonna do? Let's pretend, I'm gonna put this on the floor again. Let's pretend that we are going to put our foot here and hit it on the, land it on the pillow. But I said pretend, didn't I? I hope you're paying attention because this next one is a great one to do. Now I'm going to put the pole down. I'm going to use my chair just because it's less cumbersome. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to act like I'm going to tie my shoes. And at first, what do you do when you're going to tie your shoe? What do you do? Yeah, you lean in, you put it in front of you, or you put it on a little platform. See, I could do that here. I could do that here. I'm going to act like I'm tying my shoe, but I'm not going to use the bench. I'm not going to use the pillow. Okay? So here I am. I'm going to tie my shoe, but I'm not going to touch. See, it's not attached. And I'm going to use this if I get off too much. Okay? So we're doing one-legged standing. Yes, we are. And we're using our little platform just to keep us on that one leg longer. Okay, come off. This should get your attention, okay? After we did all the stuff that we did to begin with, our eccentric loaded step downs, heavy stepping, and then we did the heel toe. Now, see, I'm gonna shift because what am I gonna do? I'm gonna tie my shoe. If I'm gonna tie my shoe, I'm in a hurry. I'm just gonna put my foot here and I'm just gonna get down there and tie my shoe. And then when I come up, oh, why is my back hurting? So we're doing this as a balance move, okay? So act like you're gonna tie your shoe, put your foot there, have your chair so that you can simply use it to stay on target, okay? So now my foot is on the little ledge that I'm gonna tie my shoe on. But what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna use the ledge. I'm gonna hover, whichever way you wanna say it. but I don't want to overlean. Okay, this is so important for people with hips replaced, knees replaced. We fudge all the time. And a lot of it started when you were having that terrible pain in your hip. You got used to overleaning because it took the pain off. Then you start losing balance and you stop losing muscle. So see how I'm elevated my foot off the pad? I'm gonna act like I'm gonna tie my shoe, but I don't really. See that? Hip hinge. You're gonna tie your shoe. See, I'm just pretending. Use your hand open and just 1 or 2 fingers, because all you're doing is elevating this foot. You don't want it to land anywhere. You're pretending to tie your shoe. And you're just kind of hip hinging and coming just to tie your shoe and then coming back up. And you're using your hand, again, just to keep you from wobbling way too far. Okay? One more, just one more, just one more. Open your foot. Don't scrunch your toes. Here we go. Tie your shoe. See, my foot's not on the pillow. And then I come back. Okay? Let me tell you, you do that for your 1 to 2 minute little tasks through the day. Then what's really great is to see if somebody can bring their knee up and actually tie your shoe. I'm not encouraging you to do that. You know why? Because when you go like this and you think you're going to do the shoe tying, this is where I lean. This is where the side I overlean on. So beware of that. When you bring your shoe up and you think you're going to tie it standing, which many of us don't do that at all anymore, but you'd be surprised. What do you do when you go to bend and tie a shoe? What do you do? Yeah, you're not strong enough to really lower your center of gravity and keep the leg up. So what gives? Your back. You do a flexion on your back. So, whereas this is a good intro, don't actually do it, okay? Actually just do this. See, shift, act like you're gonna tie your shoe, bring that up, but then don't. And then do this very smoothly, okay? I am telling you, if you do this correctly with good posture as you lean in from the hip, bring that knee up, act like you're gonna tie your shoe, then come down. This is a very in control maneuvering, okay? Yeah, if your whole goal was to stand and tie your actual shoe, sure, that'd be great. However, that's not the goal of this move. What's the goal of this move? Better balance. Getting you to actually do this task and stay on one leg versus the other leg. Repeatedly, I've hit it now at least 3 times, okay? That's the point. All right, now, don't know if you're ready for this next one, but this is actually a test, okay? I'm not kidding you. Some of you cannot take it. Those of you who cannot get in the floor, of course, don't. However, this is what I want you to do. I want you to use your chair. So if you can't get down into the floor and get back up, that's all we're going to do. We're going to do it 10 times, and we're going to keep working at it. We're not going to be a speed demon. We're going to be good posture, careful getting down, careful getting up. If you cannot do that, you are going to come right here, put your hands on the chair. You're going to turn and sit. Then you're going to turn this way, and you're going to push on the chair, and you're going to come back up. And you're going to turn, and you're going to sit, and you're going to turn, push on the chair, and you're going to stand, and you're going to turn around and do it all over again. Now, let me warn you. Have the chair here. Don't do it fast. Because if you're doing the one where you don't get in the floor, then you're going to get a little dizzy, okay? And that's okay, but I'd rather you not, so go slower. See if you can do 10, okay? And if you can do 10, getting into the floor and getting back up, I don't care how you have to do it. And if you have joints replaced, you're going to have to be very careful with it. You can come down this way. It doesn't matter. And or not. Now, it does matter in that if you have to have the chair there, that's fine. But the deal is you're supposed to get in the floor, back up off the floor without hanging on to things. Got it? So I'm going to choose to go this way. All right, and I'm going to do this 10 times. I want you to stay with me. I'm not going fast. This is an actual test of really how much muscle have you really lost and mobility. Okay, if the test is, can you get in the floor and get back up 10 times? One right after the other. Not fast. Are you ready? You ready? Here we go. Take a breath. And I'm going to just curl myself down. I'm going to go down into the floor. I'm going to bring my feet here. I'm going to go back down that same way. I'm going to put my hands under me. I'm not going fast, but I'm continual. Put my toes down, push, and come up. Take a breath. I'm going to go back down, do it on the chair if you can't get in the floor. Okay? Now this time, instead of rolling this way, I'm going to roll this way. See how I fold under and I fold under, and I'm careful with my shoulders, and I'm careful with my hips. And see, I can do this okay, this challenge, because getting in the floor with my knees don't hurt. Soft elbows, push, tight tummy, and I'm right here. That's 2. Then I'm going to go back down, and I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to curl under, roll to my back, curl back, same way, take a breath, toes out, push into the feet, come up, 3, come back down, roll the other way, tuck under, over, right here, tuck, right here, get ready, soft elbows, toes down, tight tummy, drop your shoulders, 4. Here we go. I'm going to go the other way now. This way, this is the way I normally go. Probably because I'm right-handed. Probably because I lay on my right side. You know, all that figures in. Take a breath, toes out, tight tummy, shoulders down. 5, halfway there. Here we go. Down on the floor, roll. Right here, turn. Put your knees under you, toes out, breath, exhale, 6. Here we go. Kathy's so proud of me, I'm counting. And roll one side or the other, I don't care. Right here, come roll back. Here we go. Don't go fast. Take a breath. Elbows are soft. 7, we got 3 more. Stay with me. I'm going to be excited to see how many people made this. Woo! Take a breath. Here we go. Here we go. Toes out. Breath. Shoulders down. 8. 2 more. Here we go. Breath. Roll the other way. I always try to do opposite. I mean, alternate. That's what I mean. Okay, shoulders down. This is where a lot of people lose it. You got to put your shoulders down before you push on your elbow. Okay, toes out. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Woo! Is that 8 or 9? I don't know. I think that was 8. Okay, 2 more. Kathy probably knows. Okay, I'll say this is 9, Kathy. Take a breath. Okay, that was 9. 10, last one. Stay with me. Here we go. Drop your shoulders. Roll. Woo! Stay all the way down. And then Toes out. And back up. That was 10. In the floor and back up. You want to train to be more mobile and stronger? It's all covered by doing that test that I just did. You should be breathing. Yeah, it shouldn't have hurt. You have to learn how to move. You have to learn how to roll. The reason I get you down and I have you roll to your back and then get on back up is, see, that just ensures that you're fully down. Because as you know, I have lots of slugs in this class. And a lot of times they would just barely touch the side and then turn around and come back up. I know. All right, take a breath. I told you it's going to be a little different today. Now, I hope that you have your carries right where you're working out. Because I'm going to go now through some carry work to follow up on what I got you ready to do. Loaded. Do you see what I just did? So I just picked up, this would be tantamount to about a 25-pound kettlebell, if you need to know. All right, see this? You see the move that I just did? See, it's down here, and what do we want to do? In order to reach it, what do? We round our back. That's not what we want to do. What we want to do is step a little wider, and we want to shove the butt back. You want to shine your tail lights. You get down, you grab whatever it is. If it's actual kettlebell, you have to go a little lower. Here's my carry. Then I push into the heels and my feet, and I lift. Yeah, don't ask my back to do this. So I'm going to move it over to here and keep my shoulders as level as possible. And now I'm going to just do not entirely touching, but a very straight line, slow, very in control, heel over toe, step. See that? Then I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to turn around, drop my shoulders, and I'm not going to totally touch the heel on the toe, but every time I bring my foot forward and try to stay in that line, I want to keep my knees soft. Take big breaths. When you go to take your step, go ahead and do a little stutter step. That's perfectly fine. You know what's not fine? Is if you're locking your legs. That's not fine. One more pass. Again, this is a pretty heavy, for me, carry. So I'm right here, or my shoulders down. I'm not entirely going in a heel to toe pattern, but I am staying on a straight line. Take a breath, like, I don't know, 3 to 6 steps, something like that. Switch your weight load. Take a breath. Here we go, heel toe, do not go fast. Do not go fast, keep your knees soft. Breath, breath, breath. Now take a frog stance, just like this. See, I'm in a froggy stance. I'm going to go down and do a as deep as possible loaded frog squat. So here's my load. So many of you have carry bags. If you don't have carry bags, maybe you have a gallon jug. If you don't have that, just get your weights, heavy as you can go. Hang on to it. Place it in front of you. And here's my kettlebell. Okay, it's my carry. And all that's in here is a bunch of weights, random weights that maybe are mismatched. And, you know, yeah, I have about 25, depending on if that other one's an 8, 25 or so pounds in here. See what I just did? You see what I did? I didn't tell you everything I was doing. I just instinctively did it. So I'm in this position. Let me turn to the side. So I'm wide with my stance. My toes are out just a bit, okay? As I go down, the first thing I do is say rib cage up. Drop my shoulders, swing my butt back, go down as low as I need to grab my weights. I'm choking up on the bag straps, okay? Now I'm gonna bring it in close. Now I'm gonna push through my legs. And then I come up to standing. Then I reverse it. Take a breath. Push in through the heels. Straighten those legs. Drop your shoulders. Come back down. Take a big breath. Heels. Drop your chin. Here we go. Big breaths. Come back down. Yeah, push into the heels. Come back. Take a big breath. Stay with me, stay with me. Okay, go as low as you feel you can. Keep your chin tucked. Push into the heels. Straighten up those legs and then squeeze your butt and you're fully up. Then you come back down. Go into the heels. Push, 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 push. Squeeze your butt. Drop your shoulders. And come back down. Just two more, just two more. Stay with me, stay with me. You can do this. Heels. Push. Up through your feet. Squeeze your butt. Here we go. Back down. Heels. And back. And then bring those weights right here. And right here. And right here. And right here. So you can do that with a carry. Now, if you have your own weights, you'd have to lighten them up in order to go around behind you. That's just the way, that's the way physics happen, okay? Depending on how you're doing something, your weight that you're carrying gets heavier or lighter. Check out your hands. Take a big breath again. And now, when you're doing all that moving, okay, you had your head pretty fixed most of the time, correct? Well, you can use, for this next one, you can either use the bench, it's perfectly fine, and it might be easier for those of you who are having lots of recovery issues from operations, whatever's going on in your life. You don't always have to step in the chair. Step on the stool. It's perfectly fine, okay? It's perfectly fine to do that. So once you've stepped on something and you're pretty stationary, and if you've stepped on your chair, see, I can do this. The point is I want you to be more stable, but I want you to be on one leg. That's the point. Now in this position, see, I can turn my chin. Now I can really work on some of that neck issues. Turn it one way, turn it the other, and you turn it until, this is important, you turn your head, you keep your chin tucked, you turn, keep your teeth together, don't grit them. I want you to turn until you feel it going, whoa, that is, wow, I feel that. That's how far I want you to turn. Okay, come back to center. Drop your chin, drop your shoulders, breath. Turn. Okay, don't tilt, but turn that chin until it starts talking to you in your neck. Then you bring it back. You drop your shoulders. You soften your supporting leg. It's getting tired. I want it to get tired. Keep your teeth together. Go ahead. Turn so that that chin is going as far as it can until you feel it right here. Then you come back. Now, if you've had enough on the one-legged thing, of course, take a break. We'll go to the next one, which is what I'm going to do. Okay. This is right where I might lose some of my notorious slugs out there because they've had enough already. Okay. So here we go. See, my other foot's up on my chair. It could be on my bench, whatever. Just be stable. So you either have to use a chair, a wall, you know, a pole, whatever. Right this minute, take a look at your foot. Did you turn it out like a duck? Maybe. So if you did, start all over again and get that sucker straight, okay? Now drop your shoulders, take a breath, soften up your knee, turn. Until when? Until you feel it in your neck and it's saying, oh, I'm tight. Okay, teeth together, breath, turn, don't tilt. Come on, a little more, just a tiny bit more. Come on, just a little more. And then come back. Okay. Once or twice on both sides, plenty. All right, now you're going to get your chair and or a wall. Whatever floats your boat and whatever makes you feel more stable. Okay. Drop your shoulders. Yeah. Okay, so I'm pushing my hips, my tummy into the chair. I'm bracing. See, I don't want to push my stomach out. I want to push my hips out. Got it? Now, I'm not doing the hyper extension on the back much, just a little. My knees are soft, toes are forward. Now I'm going to take my thumbs, put it right under my chin. And now I'm going to stay in contact with the chair with my abdomen. Okay, breath, shoulders down, and I'm going to push. I'm going to really push. Then I'm going to turn a little to one side, push. Take a big breath, come to center. Now push. Come to the other side a little bit. Keep the pressure on the chin. Push. Then come back down. So you're applying the pressure. You have to be stable. You can do this seated, but you can do it standing if you're braced against a wall or something. I'm telling you, the turning and then the up and down, great moves. But now the last one, see, I'm going to turn my head to the side. See, like that? And then I'm going to turn this away and look over the shoulder. And then I'm going to look down. But my head is to the side. Okay, you need that ability as well. And that's one that we don't normally do as an exercise. Breath. So what am I going to do? Soften my knees, brace. Another breath. I'm going to turn like I'm going to put my ear on my shoulder. That's the position. Drop my shoulders, soften my knees again. And then I'm going to look with my eyes by lifting my chin to the side. And then I'm going to come down and look down. And then I'm going to cock my head to the side. Take a big breath. And then I'm going to come down. Just like that. Okay. Here's your W. See how your shoulders are rolling. See if you can get your palm to cap your shoulder. See that? Pat you on the shoulder. Once you've done that, that's your W. You do your T's. Turn all the way down and all the way back. All the way down. Turn that thumb all the way back. Drop the shoulders. Then you bring it in and you just go up into a Y. Take a big deep breath and really reach your shoulders as much as you can, like somebody's pulling on your hands. And then you drop your shoulders and then you drop down. Okay? Yay. Right there. Oh, it's a sunshiny day, so you got 5 minutes to run outside and deep breathe. Just remember, it hurt me more than you.